I had always been told to avoid driving at night, especially on deserted country roads. But on that fateful night, circumstances forced me to take that risk. I was driving back home after attending a family event that lasted longer than expected. It was well past midnight, and my route home took me through an old, eerie highway that had a reputation for being haunted. As I drove alone in the darkness, my mind was filled with anxiety and a sense of dread. The road ahead was dimly lit, with the occasional flickering street lamp casting eerie shadows on the surrounding trees. I tried to shake off the unease by turning up the radio, hoping that the sound of music would drown out my nerves. Suddenly, I noticed something peculiar in my rearview mirror. A distant pair of headlights steadily approaching from behind. I couldn't shake the feeling that this vehicle was following me, its presence unnaturally persistent. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to focus on the road ahead, but I couldn't escape the sense of being watched. I decided to test my suspicion and took a few abrupt turns, deviating from my original route. Yet no matter where I went, those headlights continued to follow me like a sinister shadow. Panic began to grip me, and I fumbled to dial the police on my phone. However, to my horror, I discovered that I had no signal. My isolation was complete. I was at the mercy of this unknown pursuer. A sinister feeling of foreboding enveloped me as I sped down the desolate road, my mind racing with thoughts of the legends surrounding this cursed highway. Some said that a vengeful spirit haunted those who dared to drive here at night, seeking retribution for a long-forgotten tragedy. Others claimed that an old witch, rumored to have died on these very roads, returned in the form of a spectral car, forever searching for victims to drag into the afterlife. With each mile I covered, my fear intensified, and the pursuit showed no sign of abating. The darkness seemed to grow thicker, and strange apparitions flashed at the periphery of my vision. My eyes played tricks on me as I saw ghastly faces in the trees and heard eerie whispers carried by the night wind. Finally, I reached a small gas station that miraculously appeared in the distance. Desperate for safety, I pulled in and rushed inside. The attendant looked up from his newspaper, seemingly unsurprised by my frightened appearance. I tried to explain what had happened, but he simply nodded knowingly. "You're not the first to experience something like this on that road," he said somberly. "Legend has it that those who drive on that haunted highway at night will encounter spirits seeking solace or revenge." My blood ran cold as he spoke, confirming my worst fears. After calming down a bit, the attendant offered to accompany me back to my car, but warned me that once I left the gas station, I'd be on my own again. As we stepped outside, the darkness loomed large, and the feeling of being watched returned. However, this time, I wasn't alone. With an overwhelming sense of gratitude, I thanked the attendant for his help, got in my car, and drove off. To this day, I avoid that haunted highway like the plague, for I know that those who dare to drive its cursed stretch at night may never escape the chilling clutches of the unknown and the supernatural.